Richie Rich Show.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? What's going on with everybody? It's your boy Richie Rich, ones and twos, y'all. Just coming to make a quick video. Checked into a hotel to get a little relaxation. I'm somewhere in Georgia where there isn't any truck stops like close by, and I got to pick up around the corner. And sometimes it feels good to get into a hotel room, get away from the truck, watch the games. I've been watching football games all day, and back to work tomorrow. But man, I'm making this video because I got some Kool-Aid sippers who watch my channel. And what I mean by Kool-Aid sippers, right, or recruiters and people who have interest in dragging truckers into their company. My last video, I mentioned a few companies by name, and I'm not going to say who reached out to me, but they were upset. See, when you start asking about the money, people get real frenzy about that. They always have, in the civilian world, in the criminal world, they always get real funny when you ask about the money, okay? As long as everything else is cool, don't ask about the money. And I did. And I got reached out to, okay? And I got a little bit of retaliation too. Only I can say with my sincereness is, let me see, how can I say this? Oh yeah, suck my dick. I don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? I really don't. You keep drinking your Kool-Aid. I mentioned 4 companies, and I'm not gonna say who, but one of them retaliated and one reached out. And it's some dumb stuff, man. This channel is just to make you think and to also bring some awareness to some of you new drivers and you people who are going into the industry, okay? I don't want you guys to be like, well, I got to watch out for people trying to play me. No, that's not what I'm making this channel for. Just my experiences and what things I've been through, so maybe you can avoid that stuff and just take bits of information to help you become successful. The reason I made that video too is because on Labor Day, I was at my parents' house and I was talking to my dad, and one of his buddies was an old school trucker who drove back in between the 70s up into the 90s. And we were talking about just, the work and how things have changed. And he was saying something to me that really made me think about the money, but just about the longevity and the career direction a lot of truck companies have went. And the biggest thing we talked about was the lease purchase thing, okay? Back in the 80s and early 90s, that wasn't really a thing, okay? That was something that you and the owner worked out between you two because he thought you were a good employee and you've been there for a while. And that was kind of a reward system for truckers who've been company employees. The company will help you buy a truck and help you go on your own, okay? That's why lease purchasing kind of started. And what's happening today is it's gotten carried away to where you're fresh out of training and they're offering you lease purchasing. And a lot of guys are tanking or going underneath, trying to be a lease purchaser. I'm not talking bad about lease purchasing. This is not a negative review of it. It's just that the industry has changed to where, before, like one thing he said to me, right, that stuck out to me, because my dad was like, well, they're always hiring for truck drivers. You always see signs up and down the highway in newspapers hiring for truck drivers. And what the old guy said to me was basically, the reason you see that is because truck companies stopped paying well. He says, when I started driving, you would have guys work at companies for 10 to 20 years and not switch as much, okay? Because they were getting paid and compensated well. He said, something changed in the industry to where now guys are just jumping companies so they think they can make more money, okay? And the truth is, it doesn't always work out like that. The companies have industry-wide left a low standard now to where you have to play hopscotch with these companies thinking that you're getting a better deal. Okay, you're jumping from one company to another. And back in the day, they didn't do that. Also, they didn't do this lease purchasing deal. That was unheard of. He was telling me that he never seen, they advertise it so much now that's ridiculous. He said, this has got out of hand. He says, if you look, you turn the corner, and every company, every Tom, Dick, and Harry is offering lease purchase right at the gate. Okay, and that was something that was done as a reward to reward senior drivers who wanted to go on their own. If a company was selling a piece of equipment, you had the opportunity to step in there and actually buy it after you were a company employee. Okay, it was a reward system. Now it's the standard practice, and it's bullshit. You know, trucking is just, I'm not saying that I'm thrilled with this industry now. It has its goods and bads, but like I said, lately it's been feeling more heavier than what it used to be. You know what I mean? Doesn't seem as fun anymore. I remember getting excited driving out to Albuquerque and New Mexico and Arizona, California. Now it's just like, hurry up and deliver. It's like a 30-minute pizza thing, hurry up and deliver. Okay. So I don't know, trucking is losing its little twang for me, And then, you see everybody getting into it now. It's like the thing now, they're making everybody a truck driver now, and the industry just getting saturated with just despicable people. It really is. It's, humans can be trash, But I was watching something earlier tonight, and I'll name one of the companies, R.E. Garrison, out of Alabama. I have a couple friends who work down there, and some things I've been hearing have been really disheartening. But one thing I heard today was a driver. His name is Andre King, and basically he made a video saying that he was going to give up. Okay, that he hadn't received a paycheck in a month and a half, being a lease purchase guy. And then he made another video saying he can't quit. He's going to keep going. But I'm going to tell you something. I was reading his comments, and one of his subscribers was like, "You're just a working homeless guy." He said, "You're not making any money. Like, why would you even consider continuing to do that after a month and a half of not receiving a paycheck?" And you know what? I agree. It's crazy because you brought in a lot of revenue per week. Okay, if you didn't, they will park that truck. Okay, and the company will close its doors. But the last person to get paid is actually the person making the money for the company. It's heartaching. It's heartbreaking. Trucking industry has really unleashed some garbage. I mean, people do lease purchasing because they're always waiting for the what if. You know what I mean? Well, what if I make $2,500 this week? Or what if I make $3,500 this week? I have one buddy at R.E. Garrison. He just quit, and his story was kind of funny. It's not funny, but it's funny what he did. I'll tell you. Basically, he told me, he's like, well, week one, I made like $2,000 paycheck. He said, but week 2 and 3, I made $500 and $600 paycheck. And this week I'm on roll to be negative. He's like, I can't do this. So he told him that, he couldn't do this no more, and he wants to quit. They told him that they won't help him get home. So before he told him he quit, he filled up the tank in both of his tanks in his truck, and he just drove home. And he's like, they're going to come get the truck. He says, I'm not going down there, Alabama, turning in the truck and be stranded down in Coleman, Alabama. He said, they can come get it from the Freightliner dealership up the street from my house. He says, I've been working here long enough. I paid that bond, and that's what that bond's for. And you know what? That's true. Now, I'm not telling you guys to go abandon your equipment or anything like that. But what I'm saying is sometimes these companies kind of give you no choice. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you make $2,500 one week, and then the next 3 weeks you're $500 and $600, and then how do you pay your bills at home? Okay, I mean, you're not a homeless guy; you have a family. So, but I just thought I'd get on here and do the updates everybody's doing, and tell you guys that I'm always going to be honest about my opinion and my reviews. And a lot of companies don't like it. That's tough. Okay. Um, if you were to change, like, they can if they wanted to, you know, they can. They can change their business practices across the whole industry if they wanted to, you know, because if you think about it, right, company drivers make like 50 cents a mile, 60 cents a mile, you know, and lease purchase guys make, you know, either percentage or like $1 something a mile. But the truth is, they can pay everybody in this industry $1 a mile, you know, and not have to be a lease purchase guy. You know what I'm saying? Like if you did 2,000 miles a week, that's $2,000. If you did 3,000 miles a week, it's $3,000. That's the same as lease purchasing. Okay, but you don't have to be a lease purchase guy to do it. You can be a company guy. You know, some of you guys might understand what I'm trying to say. I don't know if you understood what I was saying, but what I'm saying is lease purchasing is nonsensical. You don't really need it in these companies, but they're just greedy. Okay, they're just greedy, and you know they target people with hope, and you know they basically use people, you know, and they don't have to do that. You know, can you imagine if a company paid you $1 a mile? How loyal you'll be to that company? Not to mention loyalty, but you would stay at that company and you wouldn't leave. If you were a company employee that made $1 a mile, and if you ran 2,000 miles or even 2,200 miles a week, that means you made at least $2,200 or $2,300 a week, minus taxes and insurance and Social Security. That'd be a good paycheck, damn good paycheck. Those people wouldn't leave that company. They would stay loyal. But you know, you got people out here hopscotching from different companies to companies, hoping for grass or green on the other side, and it's all the same shit because it's industry practice to short the driver. You know, I don't know if it's ever going to be a overall. I don't think so. So me and the old guy was just talking. He was just telling me. He was like, "Yeah, that's garbage." You know what I mean? He was like, before companies would invest in you, they would have a pension or a 401k or something to make sure you had a retirement. They would have medical, dental, vision, all kind of benefits. It was a good job to have as a truck driver. You were protected, you know. Now, what's happening is they get you in this lease purchase thing where they have zero liability to you, and they use you all up until your body cannot take it anymore. And they let you go. They fire you. Or they push you out the industry. And see, that's bullshit. That's bullshit that they tout this lease purchase thing. You know, they dangle. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I hope I didn't scare anybody. They dangle a piece of meat in front of you, and once you get close to grabbing it, they yank it back and let you fall in the pit. Okay. The truth is, a lease purchase doesn't have any real long-term financial benefit for you because once you stop driving, there's no retirement, there's no pension, there's nothing. It's the money you made. Okay. But if you're a company employee and you work for a damn good company, you have 401k, you're invested in the company, you know, you have all kind of things that help you when you're done driving. Okay. So I don't know, guys. I'm just making a video, watching the game, you know, drinking some sweet tea and just taking it easy. But keep commenting, you know, keep supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Recruiters, keep watching. Okay. I heard something on the recruiting channel he used to call Lockout. And I think he said something about a company offered him like 20 grand to promote their company. And he was going to do it. I didn't know they were doing that, but they do. You know, they would promote money. And he only had 3,000 followers. I got like 4,000, you know, but, you know, be very, very wary of what you hear on the YouTube, guys. Okay. Don't believe everything you hear when it comes to guys promoting companies. If they can't tell you the good and bad, you know, be very, really, really careful about that. Okay. Because like I said, a lot of these companies just want you for that percentage. You know, they want to get that 25 or 20% out of you. You know, they just need bodies to move trailers. So, peace and love. Richie Rich out. I'm going to bed. I'm a little tired. Peace.